For years, the Toyota Corolla has been one or if not the most reliable car in the market. Its ability to be dependable, efficient, and affordable is clearly why it's the most sold car in the world. Since 1966, Toyota has managed to sell well over 40 million units worldwide. That's amazing.
Where can poor starving interns find a car? Poor starving interns can afford.
You asked for it. The Toyota Corolla two-door sedan, probably the most sensible.
With that said, affordability does come with sacrifices, and that's always been clear with the Corolla model. In the past, the Corolla's design didn't really stand out much. The interior was okay, the tech in the car was decent, and performance was fine for most people. But that was just the past, so let's stop looking back. The new 2020 Corolla is no longer just an affordable, reliable car. It's not the same okay car with okay features anymore. It's now much more than that. There's more power, more style, more comfort, and a lot more tech. This is Victor Kamonga with another Everything Technology video. Welcome to my review on the brand new 2020 Corolla XSE. As you can see, the new 2020 Toyota Corolla gets a full redesign now in its 12th generation. I have the XSE trim, which is the sportier model out of the rest. The front of this vehicle no longer looks boring. You now have standard LED headlamps, LED light treatments, and LED fog lights that look absolutely beautiful. And when looking at this car from a distance, you would probably never guess it's the Corolla. The new grille gives the Corolla more of an aggressive, sporty look. Now, as far as the side profile goes, with this particular XSE model, you have standard 18-inch alloy wheels as compared to the 15-inch or 16-inch that you'll get with some of the other models. The entire chassis is completely new and is based on Toyota's new TNGA platform. Toyota says this car is over 16% stiffer in torsional rigidity, and the vehicle is lower and wider. I'd have to say the biggest design change though from its previous predecessor has to be the back of this car. There's this black bar that connects to LED taillights. At first, I really wasn't a huge fan of this. I thought it looked a little bit weird, but looking at this car more, it actually kind of adds to the overall design language. There's also a black lip spoiler and dual chrome exhaust tips that add to the sporty design language that Toyota was going for. Overall, after playing around with this car for a couple of days, I really do like the back of this car. Now, as far as trunk capacity goes, you get about 13 cubic feet of space, spare tire, and the seats fold down. This should be plenty of space for most people. It was more than enough space for my camera equipment and luggage. That's enough of the exterior. Let's take a look inside the car. Getting in the car is as simple as placing your hand on the door handle where there's a sensor that will recognize a key fob if it's nearby you. And locking the car is as simple as just touching the door handle. Here's my first impression when I first got in this car.
Your initial impressions, bro?
First impressions, like, it drives really nice and it does not feel like a Corolla at all. But then this is also the top of the line, like Corolla XSE, so retail is like 25 grand. But all the models come standard with lane assist, radar cruise control and all that stuff like that. Bro, it's crazy. Like, I'm so surprised. So the 12th gen Corolla is heat.
It's quite surprising how far Corollas have come in the interior department. You're not presented with the soft touch black sporty looking leather seats. It's not real leather, but it does look really nice, and it does have blue accent stitching. The driver's seat is powered, but the passenger seat isn't. In my opinion, if you're gonna put power seats on one side, why can't you throw it on the other side as well? Especially when you're paying for the XSE model, which is the highest trim level that you can pay for. But then I guess this is part of the sacrifices that come with an affordable vehicle. With that said, you do get heated seats on both sides, which is always nice, and the passenger seats are very comfortable and you still have a comfortable amount of legroom. However, for some of you taller people, you might feel a little bit cramped because the headroom is not the best in this car. Looking more into the interior, you'll find hints of soft touch materials and stitching throughout the cabin. There's also a standard moonroof, not panoramic or anything like that, but it definitely gets a job done. This vehicle has a pretty comfortable steering wheel. All around you'll find the typical such as music control, cruise control, display control, and voice assistant buttons. All the buttons are tactile and the steering wheel feels really great on the hand, plus it's heated, which is dope. Now let's talk about the tech. This is something that's very important to a lot of people when it comes to making a purchase decision of a brand new vehicle. The 2020 Corolla now comes standard with Apple CarPlay and Amazon Alexa. Depending on which model you'll get, you'll receive an 8 or 7-inch screen to navigate through Toyota's infotainment system. It's been upgraded, but I personally prefer using Apple CarPlay. The display is touchscreen, but you'll find buttons throughout to make navigating even easier. This specific model comes equipped with JBL audio and it sounds incredible. So if you're an audio enthusiast or you just like having great audio in your car, then definitely consider getting the JBL audio. You also have a wireless charging pad, which is always a nice addition. And speaking of charging, there's plenty of USB ports throughout the cabin. A pretty basic backup camera is also included. With the amount of safety features this vehicle has, you would think trajectory would be a standard, but that's not the case here. Speaking of safety features, there's plenty of tech in this department that'll make driving this car even easier. You can find a 7-inch or 4.2-inch display in the gauge cluster depending on which particular model you get. You can use this display to monitor anything from fuel efficiency to music controls. All trim levels now come standard with Toyota Safety Sense 2.0, which brings alongside radar cruise control, lane assist, blind spot monitoring, and automatic brakes with pedestrian detection. That brings me to comfort. I've had this car for 4 days, and in those 4 days, I've thoroughly tested this car. I live in Augusta, Georgia, but my friend Tyga and Miles flew out from LA and Chicago to help me produce this video, so shout out to them. They also produce videos, go check out their channels. Anyway, we decided to take the car to Atlanta, Georgia to get some cinematic shots of the city. This was just under a 2-hour drive, but it honestly felt shorter than that. That's because driving this car through the freeway and highway was seamless. The lane assist and radar cruise control features work extremely well. You almost don't even have to drive this car. It literally drives itself, but every few seconds it will force you to put your hands back on the wheel, which is expected. Now, in terms of the ride experience, this car was very smooth, even comparable to my personal car, the Infiniti G37. Where it really got uncomfortable was when those 18-inch alloy wheels met those downtown Atlanta roads. The car is now riding on a stiffer platform, which of course gives it a little bit of a sportier feel. But with that said, those 18-inch thin alloy wheels don't help with anything when it comes to comfort. So if you're gonna be riding on city roads, it is gonna get bumpy with this particular model. And that brings me to performance. Toyota is now using a 4-cylinder 2-liter CVT engine that's capable of pushing 169 horsepower and 151 pound-foot of torque. On average, highway and city, I was getting around 30 miles per gallon. Being a Corolla, I expected nothing less. There's also a sport mode, and the really cool thing is when you have this feature on, it actually changes the gauge cluster to this red setting to give it a sporty look to it. It's pretty cool. Anyway, you can get this car from 0 to 60 in just 8.2 seconds. Not bad at all for a Corolla. Definitely comfortable enough to quickly overtake other cars on the highway. In conclusion, it's very clear that Toyota is here to make a statement with a brand new 12th generation Corolla XSE. It's no longer just a fuel-efficient, affordable car. It's now much more than that. I want to give a huge thanks to Southeast Toyota for sending out the car for the past couple days for me to play around with. It's been an amazing opportunity. I actually grew up riding around in a Corolla. My parents owned one back in the days. They had like one of the 1991s. And my sisters both own one of the newer Corollas, the 2015 and 2016. So I'm very familiar with this vehicle. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I spent a lot of time working on it. I want to give a huge thanks to everybody who helped with this project. It's been an amazing opportunity once again. Huge shout out to Southeast Toyota for the vehicle. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to check out what I do outside of YouTube, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or even like my Facebook page at Victor's Fits. Thank you guys for watching again. This has been Victor with another Everything Technology video. I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye.